Hi there and welcome. These are your handover videos for your Bailey Phoenix 644. So, starting off at the front, hitch head, black lever, handbrake, 13-pin electrics and your jockey wheel. Your jockey wheel is used to level the caravan. And then 2 points either side and 2 points at the back, you have these inserts for your legs. Now, your legs are only used to stabilise the caravan. Do not attempt to jack up the caravan or level the caravan using the legs. Simply level using your jockey wheel and then stabilise using your 4 corner steadies. Just here, you have your point to plug in for your mains. 3-pin, just in case of pushing it in. Now, we are using our test equipment today, so moving around the caravan. First up, this is your insert point for your water pump. Now, I'll show you what the water pump looks like inside, but it does work on a trigger system, so you push it in and it can't be removed without pressing in on the trigger. The only real thing to note is you have to make sure that your strainer sits at the bottom of the water barrel. Then just here, this is your flow. Your flow gets clean air in and out of your boiler. Don't have to do anything with this, except make sure that it is nice and clean and there's no debris on the outside. And just here, you have your gas bottle locker. So using my test bottle today, gas hose connected just up to there. You can connect using your hand and then just polish it off using a spanner. Make sure it's nice and tight. Then once both sides are firmly connected, twist your gas bottle in the open direction. And then just here, you've got 2 inserts for your wastewater. So you'll need some 28.5mm waste pipes to feed into a waste master, and this is where your wastewater from both your showers and your sinks will come from. And then finally, at the rear, you have your point for your toilet capacity. So this top one here, this is where you'll fill up for your flush capacity. Get yourself something like a watering can just to make it that little bit easier to feed it in. It can hold around 10 litres of water, and you can also add a little bit of pink chemical if you like it to smell a little bit nicer. Then below it, you have your cassette toilet. Now, this is where all of your waste will go into. To remove it, press up on this orange handle and pull it out just like so. Get to your emptying point on site, twist that head to the side, open up the cap, tilt, and at the same time as tilting, continually pressing that vent button. Once you've done that one time, I do recommend swilling it out with some fresh water just to make it nice and clean. Then on your cap you have measurements of both imperial and metric, and this is for your blue chemical. Blue chemical goes into here, back onto that top part there, just like so. Head back to the central position, push it back so that orange handle sits behind them white teeth. Now, you don't want to travel with either of these too full, so that's how to empty that one. Then to fully empty this, you have this little bung that just sits up above there. Then underneath your right hand side bed, you have first your boiler here, then you have this yellow valve. So white pipes leading to the yellow valve, that is your drain point essentially. So it's currently in the vertical position, meaning that any water inside the system is being drained out. You want to almost have this up permanently when you're not using it, especially during the winter months, so November to March. When you want to have water feed through, you want to switch it to the horizontal position. Now, it can be horizontal either way, but as long as it's in the horizontal position, you're allowing water to flow through. If you haven't used the caravan in a fair bit of time, wait 2 or 3 minutes just before opening up your taps. And then just next to your bed, you have your trips and fuses. you can see that all your trips are in the upright position and all your fuses intact. If you need some information on your trips and fuses, you can find it inside your book pack. Then here we have your fridge operation. So you have this dial here, which allows you to select your source. This here allows you to change the amount of power coming in, and then this is a gas igniter. So you can either have it off by having it at that point, mains on that point, car battery on that point, or what we're currently on, which is gas. Now for gas, it is a little bit different. With the other two, you just select which one you want, and then you keep it on that dial. For gas, it's a case you have to select gas first, and then press these two both in. You'll hear the gas tick in, and at the same time, you have to press and hold and wait for that dial to go from the white to the green. Once it's firmly in the green, you can let go of these 2 points here, and that means that it's fully lit on gas. So car battery, obviously not going to work unless you have a car battery connected. Mains, when mains is connected, and then off. When it's off, you can see there's no light. Switch it to mains for a second, you can see there's a blue light. That's how to operate your fridge. Now just next to the door you have your main control panel. So this is essentially what operates the caravan. First up, you've got your on switch, which is currently on. Without that being on, nothing else inside the caravan works. You have this button here, which you press in. You can see 13.7 volts are coming into the caravan. Now you can do a test for when you do have a battery on. As I've got mains coming into the caravan, that just shows the amount of mains. You've got lights, and you've got your awning lights. So off, on. You can see there, sun's blocking it a little bit, but your awning light is on. Then you have your pump button. Now, not going to press it today as we're not running any water through, but hypothetically you press that in, you go over to your taps, open up your taps and let it run for about 20 to 30 seconds. And what you want to see is a nice steady continuous stream. This here, this is your water pump. So, as I mentioned beforehand, works on a trigger system. Push it in, can't be removed without pressing in on the trigger. You have a plastic cap just here to go over the top of your acro to make sure no nastiness gets in. And then this one has had a little bit fitted here, which is for a good reason, but this is your strainer. Your strainer has to sit at the bottom of the water barrel, which is why previous owner fitted this. That just ensures that it is nice and straight, because these do have a little bit of a tendency to curl up. You want that to sit at the bottom, because otherwise you will just be gasping through air. And that is essentially how to run that panel. And then here you have your trimmer control panel, which is for both your heating and your hot water. So will automatically flash to a green screen just to make sure that it doesn't disturb you whilst you sleep. And what you can see now on the camera isn't what it looks like in real life. It's just a case of disparity with the camera. So press it in and it works on a dial and back button system. So first up, you've got this caravan with the thermometer in it. This is for the internal temperature of what you'd like the caravan to be. Goes all the way up to 30 and has a minimum of 5. When you want to select one, you press in on the dial and then you can go back and see that it's selected. This here is your back button. Next up, you've got your water heats. So you can either have it off, eco, hot or boost. Eco meaning it gets to 40 degrees, hot gets it to 60 degrees, and boost will boost the temperature for around about 15 minutes to that 60 degrees and then drop it back down to 40. Now that's ideal for bits like showers and other bits like that. And again, to select it, you press it on the dial. Then you have the power source. What you want to use to heat the caravan. So you can either do a mixture of gas and mains, strictly mains or strictly gas. Starting at the front, strictly gas, mixture of gas and 1 kilowatt, mixture of gas 2 kilowatt, electric with 1 kilowatt, electric with 2 kilowatt. Then to select, press in. Next up, you've got your fan speed, either eco, high, just like that. Eco will shoot it out at a normal speed, high will shoot it out faster, which will usually heat the van faster. Then you can also set a timer for when you'd like the caravan's heating and hot water to come off and when you'd like it to stop. You can set the time with this icon just here, and then you've got some additional settings such as screen brightness and 12 or 24-hour clock. That's something that you would like to have a fiddle about with. Have a look at your book pack. Then to turn this system off, you press and hold on the dial and it will turn itself off. Then for your toilet, it is bog simple. So you've got this button here, which is for your flush. Now it has been drained, so you're not going to see the flush, but you're going to hear the motor. That's the motor just there. Shoots it out, nice and easy. Then to open up the catch, swing that one away, opens up the catch to the cassette toilet, push it back and shuts the catch up again. Then lastly, we have your hob operation. This works very similar to any type of gas cooker. The only difference is you do have an electric ring. The electric ring, you just turn to your desired gas mark and you can see there that button ignites. For the gas, you need to press in on your dial, twist it to the side, and at the same time continually press in that button there. So I'll just show you what it looks like when they're all lit. Then you can see here nice blue continuous flames, and to turn it off, just flick it back to the central position, and again for the grill. Then you can see here as well, both sides nice and lit. And then finally the oven, you can see here as well, nice and lit. Only real thing to note, don't shut this top lid down until all of these are cold to the touch, as it may make the glass shatter.